We have seen axial members in which we are with tension member, then we are with compression member, and today we will go with flexural member. So when we will talk about axial members, in that my force is along the longitudinal axis of the member, and when we will talk about flexural members, then we have forces perpendicular to the longitudinal axis. So that will develop your shear force and bending moment. Now, first we will go to the through the clauses which are related with flexural members, and then we will solve some problems. So here we have taken three problems. Out of three, we have one problem that is analysis. Two problems we have design. Now in analysis, we have taken a beam section, and we have calculated strength of that beam section when that beam is laterally supported and laterally unsupported. And when we will go to the design, so we have considered two separate problems for beam laterally supported and beam laterally unsupported. No, effective span of the beam. So these are the clauses 8.1.1 that is given in IS 800 2007. All these clauses shown over here are in 800 2007. Now the effective span of a beam shall be taken as the distance between the center of the support, except where the point of application of the reaction is taken as eccentric at the support. When it shall be permissible to take the effective span as the length between the assumed line of the reactions. So generally, if we will talk about this, then we have distance between the reaction, we can say. Now design strength in bending flexure. So bending that we are saying flexural member are mainly designed for your bending moment. Now the design bending strength that is given, as we have seen in case of tension member, we have T less than or equal to TD. When we are with compression member, we have P less than or equal to PD. And now we are in flexural member where we have M less than or equal to MD. M that is bending moment due to external loads, and M suffix D that is design bending strength of the section. That we have to calculate as per clause number 8.2.1.2, which is given here. Now 8.2.1, we have laterally supported beam. Now in this, when we are going to restrain the lateral deflection of the beam, then we are going to say that beam is laterally supported. Means we are not allowed to buckle the beam that is in the axis perpendicular to the longitudinal axis. And then here that is clearly mentioned, that is flange has full lateral restraint, and that is related only with compression flange, not with tension flange. Means we are going to say beam laterally supported or unsupported, that is related with your compression flange, that will not relate anything with your tension flange. Now this 8.2.1.2 gives us the strength, that is bending strength. Now you can see here we have two categories again. One category we have when shear force does not exceed 0.6 VD. So here we can have this way. And where VD is design strength, shear strength of the member, the cross section, the design bending strength MD will be beta B ZP Fy upon gamma M. So now what is difference actually when shear force does not exceed 0.6 VD, means my value of V, that is shear force, is less than 0.6 VD. So try to understand this clause. So what is VD? So this is design shear strength of the flexural member. And when we have this case, then we are going to say bending as predominant, and member will be considered as purely flexural member. Though it is not purely flexural, but we are considering that bending moment predominant, and then we will go with flexural member. And then to avoid irreversible deformation, we have to see MD shall not be less than 1.2 ZeFy upon gamma on MO for simply supported, and 1.5 ZeFy upon gamma MO in case of cantilever beams. Now beta B is 1 for plastic and compact section. Now from where we are going to see these sections, already we have solved problems by using this And if you remember, in case of compression member, there we are going to use this, and there we have uh, your ratios, that is in angle section also, which is d by t, b by t, b plus d by t. These three criteria for angle section. For channel and beams, we have again this, that is for your flange and for your web. So this we have to go clause number, sorry, table number 2. So now after this, if this value we have plastic or compact, then beta b I will take at 1. Otherwise, we have ZE Z upon ZP, means this formula of MD becomes ZEFY upon gamma MO if it is semi-compact. That means semi-compact section if we have, then that will act as elastic section. And then other we have already seen this way. Now you can see 8.2.1.3. So 1.2 we are related with VD, which is greater than 0.6, VD is greater than V, and here we have that is V greater than 0.6 VD. So we have this criteria, V greater than 0.6 VD. Now what will happen when we will go with this, means here we have both considerable, and as we have both considerable, so our design will be bending and shear, and therefore this will be combined action and will not be considered in this lecture. That will be considered in separate lecture where we have combination, combined loading. So here we are with only flexural members we have considered without shear force predominant. So now here MD equal to MdV, and you can see this design bending strength under high shear as defined in 9.2, which comes under your combined shear and bending, which will go to your section 9, and in that one we have this clause number 9.2. So we will not we will just see this one, but we will not solve problem on this one. And then MdV is given, so this formula is given for plastic and compact, and for semi compact this becomes your directly MdV ZEFY upon gamma MO. But if it is plastic or compact, then we have to solve this. Again, this criteria remains as it is, 1.2 ZEFY upon gamma MO. So we have these values, formulas to calculate when we have high shear. So now we will go with shear. So factorial design shear force, how we will calculate? Again, V less than or equal to VD. So first we know that is due to external actions, external loads, and second that is strength of the member. And how we will calculate this? So that is given Vn upon gamma mo we know table 5. And then how we will calculate Vn? So that is given as Vp AV FYW upon root 3. What is AV? That is given shear area. Shear area means web into thickness. So we have FYW, which will be web means depth of web into thickness of web. Now FYW we have yield strength of the web and a shear area. So now this is given actually, if we will go to IS code, all these clauses are given in IS code. So if we will talk about design of steel structure and design of concrete structure, then it is all clauses, all formulas are available over there. So in other subjects, we have to think how we have to use it in examination. Here you need not require to think of this. Everything that is allowed you to see in examination. So now you can see this for hot rolled section. So you are going to consider H into TW. H we are going to say overall depth. And in case of welded section, we are going to consider D, which is depth of web into thickness of web. In first hot rolled, we are going to consider overall depth. That is H will be total depth of the section. Now, when beam is laterally unsupported, so 8.2.1 is for laterally supported, 8.2.2 is laterally unsupported. Now, in this, we have this formula is MD equal to beta B ZP into FBD. Now, here these criteria are given, so we will not go in detail with this. So, the design bending strength of laterally unsupported, so we have beta B ZP into FBD. Now beta B we have again same everywhere, that is 1 which is for plastic and compact, and for semi compact we have ZE upon ZP. Now important here we have how to calculate FBD. Now here we have again, as we have seen in compression member, we can use formulas or we can go with the tables. There we have calculated by using tables only. Here we are going to calculate by table also and by uh, formula also, and we are going to check the answers. Now FBD, so we have that, you can see we have given these values in table 13A and table 13B. Now if I have to go by formula, how we can calculate it? We have XLT Fy upon gamma m. XLT we have XLT equal to 1 upon phi LT plus phi square LT minus lambda LT square 0.5. So you can see this formula we have in compression member. There only we have alpha, that we have ABCD class. Here we have only 2, that is for rolled section and for welded section. Then formula for X and phi we are same, that we have seen in compression members. Now lambda LT, how we will calculate it? So that is, we have choices again. Beta B ZP Fy upon MCR, we can calculate MCR which is given in 8.2.2.1, but is difficult. But we can go with Fy upon FCRB, and FCRB we can calculate, and that is also given in table 14. Means by using table 14 we can find FCR, we can put FCRB over here, then we can find lambda LT, then lambda LT we can put over here, because alpha LT we are going to get from here. Then knowing phi LT we can get XLT, knowing XLT we can find FBT. Or we can go to the table number 14 to calculate FCRB, and by using 13A or 13B we can have FBD. 13A we have for alpha LT equal to 0.21, that is for rolled, and alpha LT 0.49, that is for welded section. And then if we will go MCR, then we have to go to calculate this value, and that is little bit we can say lengthy. So instead of this, you can find FCRB actually by using this formula. So we have used this formula and calculated these values of FCRB by table also and by formula also. Now MCR, just I have mentioned, then you can calculate MCR and you can use it. So we have not calculated MCR. Now we have first problem, as I have mentioned, we are with 3 problems. First problem, we have analysis of ISMB 350. Here we have considered both laterally supported, laterally unsupported. Then we have second problem which is related with analysis, design, and that is of laterally supported beam. And third problem we have, that is design, but that is laterally unsupported beam. So now first we will go with bending strength of ISMB 350, and that span is given 5 meters. So we have 2 cases. So first case we will go, that is laterally supported throughout this span. Laterally supported means we are restrained compression flange by buckling, by lateral buckling I can say. So now here we can have properties of this section of ISMB 350. So we have D 350, TW 8.1, TF we have 14.2, A 6671, BF 140, ZP 889.5 cent into 10 raised to 3, RYY 28.4, and all are related with your millimeter dimensions. Now beam is laterally supported. Now we have to first classify this section, because we know beta B value we can get by classification, and we are with table 2. You can go to table 2, you can have this one. So B upon TF equal to BF by 2 upon TF, and then we will substitute the value. BF by 2 we have 140, just we have seen in the above properties, and from this I will get 4.93 less than 9.4, and my flange is plastic. Now here I have not shown the table, because now we are familiar. When we are with compression member, we have considered that clauses or that values given in IS code over here by cutting that portion. Here we have not considered, because now we are well familiar with table 2 now. Now D by TW, and then as we know that is H by TW, or you can say T by TW, D by TW. H means we have overall, and then we have 350 upon 8.1, which is less than 84, and therefore we have web also plastic. Now we have, therefore section is plastic section, therefore beta B equal to 1. Now consider V less than 0.6 VD. Here I have considered V less than 0.6 VD, that we have considered low shear, and for low shear we have calculated value of MD. Now already I mentioned here I have not considered the problem of high shear because that goes to your combined action. Now moment of resistance, we have seen this problem formula in 8.2.1.2, and then we will just put the values, and then by putting these values beta B ZP Fy upon gamma MO, we are going to get value of MD as 202.18 kilonewton meter. So now we have in this second, which is beam laterally unsupported. Now first we will solve using tables, and then we will go to the formulas. Now we know table, we have table number 14 where we have FCRB versus KL by R. So KL by R once we know, then we can calculate FCRB. I have not considered table over here. You can go to table number 14, and from that table you can find this. So now HF upon TF, because here we have this HF upon TF, KL upon R, and by this combination we are going to find out value of FCRB. Now you can see this. Okay, well, here we have this table values also. Now you can see this. So we have KL upon R, and here we have H upon TF. Now we have value KL upon R 176. So we have to consider these two, 170 and 180, and then we have 23.65, so 20 to 25. So now first we will find value by using KL upon R. So we have 170, and for 170, for 20 and 25, we have 161.4, we have 136.7. So these values we have taken from the table. You can see our table over here. For 170, we have these values. So 161.4, second value 136.7. And for 180, you can have same 150.6 and 127.1. You can see these values over here. So we have these two values. Now we will calculate value of FCRB, that is for HF upon TF 23.65, and by interpolation I will get this value as 141.18. Now you can see this interpolation. So FCRB when, so we have 161.4, value is decreasing, so we have taken it as minus, and then by remaining values which will give me 141.18. Now I will calculate for 180 also, and that I will get value as 133.45. Always keep in mind your this value should be here, that will be in between the two values. Now we have this will be 23.65, so that is towards 25. So I should have this value towards 25, and that go near to it. So in this way we have calculated these two values. Now once we know these values for 170 and 180, now my target is to calculate the value for 176.06. And then we have calculated FCRB. Now we have 23.65. This is fixed now, and now we have to interpolate for these two. Now first we have interpolate first row, then second row. Now we are interpolating these two rows, and from this we are going to get this value of FCRB as 136.50. And knowing this value, we can find a BD value. So where we will go table 13A. Why? Because we have considered rolled section, and for rolled section we have alpha LT, which will be equal to 0.21, and for that table we have considered. Now our value of FCRB, you have 136.5, and therefore we have to find value of BD, which will be between 100 to 150, and then we have calculated this value of FBD 98.84, and because we have to calculate this for 250, so we have considered these two values. One is 106.8 and another is 77.3. Now I am calculating from 100 to 150, so value is increasing, so I have to use it as plus. And knowing FBD value, I can find MD is equal to, section is plastic section, and MD we have beta B ZP FBD, and from this we are going to get value of MD as 87.93 into 10 raised to 6 Newton millimeter, 87.93 kilonewton meter. Now if I will go using formula now, so we have this formula for FCRB. So E we know, then LLT we have, that is effective span. RY we know, HF we know, HF is center to center distance between the flange. And then TF we know, so we can put the values. So here we have to keep in mind that is center to center distance between the flange. That we have to keep in mind. So we have subtracted one TF, because half from one side, half from other side. And from this, I will get value of FCRB 136.04. Now you can see whatever value we have calculated FCRB, we got 136.5. And now by using formula, we have this value as 136.04. Now choice is yours. You can use anyone. You can use partly formula, partly table. That is your choice. Now, once I know FCRB, then lambda LT we have to find out. We have seen the formulas, which will gives me 1.356. Now I have to find phi LT, alpha LT we know 0.21. And then we have this phi LT 1.54. Now substituting value of phi LT in XLT, then we are going to get value of XLT. And then we can put this value of XLT in FBD, we will get it as 100 MPa. So you can see FBD, whatever we got, that is 98.84 MPa. Here we got this value as 100. And then 88.96 kilonewton meter. And if you will see their value, so we have 87.93 kilonewton meter. And then this will be 88.96. So this is 89, that is 87, 88. So we are closer values over there. Now we will go with the design. So first we are going to design. So here this is clearly mentioned that concrete floor is on compression flange, and therefore that concrete floor is monolithically connected with your compression flange, and therefore it will not deflect in transverse direction, that is laterally, and therefore we are going to say that is laterally supported. So now laterally supported, we have very simple, we have given dead load, live load. So total load we have 50 kilonewton meter, factorial load we have 75 kilonewton meter. Then we calculated RA, RB, and then we have the BMD. Now as we have, this will be 225, that will be my maximum shear force. So now maximum bending moment WL square by 8, and then we have to go for shear force and bending moment. Preferably we have to plot these diagrams. Then section modulus required, so we have just modified the formula as we are in case of your tension member, where we have used yielding of cross section formula. After modification, in same way we have used over here, and from this I will get value of ZP required. So 1485 into 10 raised to 3. Now we will select this section little bit higher than this, and we have considered this, we require 1485, and then we have considered 1533.36. Now here we need not require to go any high, much more higher values, because my beam is laterally supported. So my value of FY 250, that is correct. We need not require to change it, because here we have beta B, that will be equal to, sorry, MD equal to beta B ZP Fy upon gamma Mo. And therefore here we have next classification. So we have considered ISMB 450. So flange plastic, then we have, this will be web is plastic, and therefore section is plastic. Beta B becomes 1. And then we can have to check moment of resistance. We have to analyze, and whatever strength of the section should be greater than the bending moment. Now bending moment, how much we require, that we have seen 337.5, that is bending moment, and we require more than this. And then we have beta B ZP Fy upon gamma Mo, and then substituting all the values, we are going to get this 348.55 kilonewton meter, which is greater than 337.5 kilonewton meter. So we have, this is on safer side. Now we will go to the design a simply supported beam of span 6 meter, carrying uniformly distributed dead load 20 kilonewton meter and imposed load. Same problem we have considered, but laterally unsupported. Here I have not go for check of this section, so we can go check mainly we have, that is deflection, and that we can go 5 by 384 WL4 upon ER. We have to check it for service condition, and that is for 50 kilonewton meter. So I have not considered over here, and we have this laterally unsupported. So we have loading condition same. Then we have in the same way first part SFD BMD we have same, no change. Now section modulus required. Here you can see as our beam is allowed to deflect laterally, and therefore my some strength of the member will be utilized over there. So we have this will be increase. We are going to increase it. Now, how much we have to increase? So by solving number of problems, you are in position. Here, let us we will consider as 30%. Here we do not have any criteria as we have criteria for consideration of allowable compressive stress in case of compression members, depending upon your slenderness ratio. So now from this I will have requirement 1930.5, and based on this I have taken ISMB 500, and in the same way we have calculated it. We have classification of section. Then section becomes your plastic section, then beta B becomes 1, then moment of resistance. Now moment of resistance we have to calculate by beta B ZP into FBD, and therefore we have to calculate FBD. Now we know how we will calculate table number 13 and table number 14. First we will calculate FCRB by using table number 14, and by table 14 you can see over here I will get this value that will be for 25.16 we have 176.95, 160.97. So I will not again explain this part. Already we are with the analysis problem, and here we will get FCRB as 173.67. So knowing FCRB, we will go to the table 14. We have considered roll section. So we have table 13A where alpha LT is 0.21, and from which I will calculate FBD. Now we have 106.8, and then we have 134.1. We are considering FY 250. Gives me FBD 119.72 MPa, and from this we have moment MD 248.38 kilonewton meter. Actually this is less than 337.5 kilonewton meter, which is not satisfied. So now we have to revise this section, and in this let us I will consider ISMB 600. Now we will go for this. Then you have to consider next section. Can we consider 550? You can have this. So now when we will consider this, so I will show you. So here you can go with the classification of section. I will show you next slide. Then B upon TF, then we have this value less than 9.4 D by TW, less than 84, beta B is 1 plus your plastic section. Now you can tentatively calculate this. So we have 145, then we have, so by section, I need not require to go for whole calculations. Tentative, we can have KL upon R, HF upon TF, and then we can consider little bit lower side values, and from that I can directly calculate, and then I can check it, whatever FBD we are getting, can my value will be satisfied. All these steps are actually difficult in case of competitive examination to repeat again. And then we have this table, same way we will not again go in detail with this, gives me FCRB 158.82. So now from this I will get this value. Now in competitive exam you may have question, if your value of FCRB increases, what will be about FBD? Then my FBD is also increasing. Now you may have in case of FCRB KL upon R value that is going to be increasing. Then what will be your value of FCR? So now here you have to keep in mind, if KL upon R increases, my FCRB value is going to be decreased, because as FCRB decreases, then only my FBD decreases. And here when KL upon R that is more, then our value of FBD decreases. So now from this FBD I will get 111.62 MPa, and then we will put it in the MD equations, gives me value 391.86 into 10 raised to 6 Newton millimeter, which is greater than 337.5 kilonewton meter, and therefore okay, that is safe. So already I mentioned that the deflection criteria is actually we have to consider, but I have not considered any check over here. So we can go with another video where we will go with checks. For these flexural members, we have actually 3 checks, so we will not discuss over here. So we will discuss in next video. So thank you. This is all about your flexural member, which will be your analysis of flexural member and which will be your design of flexural member. So today we will stop here only. So in next we will go with your remaining part. So thank you.